Today guys, I'm going to be upgrading the Ascent 18. We got this brushless motor from Furitek and we're going to change this up, take out the brush and put the brushless, and I'm going to show you how it works. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is remove this Velcro that I put here before. I'm going to take that off. And I'm going to remove the whole gearbox with the motor so I can see what I'm working with. Then we're going to work on the gearbox on the ground. It's got 4 screws at the back here. I'm going to loosen those. So that was simple, pretty easy to remove. Just 4 screws underneath. So let's put that aside and we're going to remove the motor. So we got 4 screws at the back here that we got to remove to get to the screws to remove the motor. And I'll have to loose that screw right here for the dry shaft. Look like an Allen head screw right here. Alright, so we're inside the gearbox. Inside you got all plastic gears, guys. So to get to this motor, you have to remove all the gears. And I gotta remove this piece of dry shaft here too. And then we just take the gears apart. I'm gonna get a piece of paper and put down those gears. I'll try to remember how you remove them. So what I'm going to do, line them up like 1, 2. So here is 1, there is 2. And this big one here is 3. So I'm going 1, 2, 3. Now we can remove these 2 screws to get the motor off. Alright, that was pretty easy. So now we can move on to put on the brushless motor. It comes with your plugs so you can use the same battery, and they give you a guidebook here how to pair it up with your receiver and all that, you know. Alright, so let's check out the motor. That's all in the box. So the motor, pretty cool, nice and heavy. I like that. It feels like it's a little bit lighter than the brush motor and a little bit smaller. So I like that they put the pinion gear on already for you. You don't have to mess with that. You're gonna put this on, just push this in like so. Now this gearbox sitting like this. Gonna keep this wire on top. Let's double check to make sure that the screws can work before we go fighting with things and it's not working, you know what I mean? All right, perfect. The screws is good. Alright, so I'm just pulling this snug. I'm not over tightening this at all. Okay, so the motor is up. Now we could put back all the gears in there. Let's see if I can get this right. Now if I count this one as 3, so this one is coming here like so. Let's turn this like so. And now we can put back the cover. Okay, that was pretty easy. So I'm not pulling the screws all the way, guys. I'm just, run it up quick with the driver, but I'm stopping when I get close. You have to be careful with those screws in the plastic, you know. Alright, right there is good, so then I could tighten it now with my hand. Make sure I don't strip the threads, you know. Alright, so I'm just doing nice and snug as it stops. That's it. Not overdoing it. Plastic into plastic, so gotta be careful. And it's not gonna hurt to double check. Alright, that's it. So just give it an extra thing. Alright, so we're good to go. So now we can put back the dry shafts. The 2 dry shaft pieces is the same, so you don't have to worry about the front or the back. They're both the same. It would have been nice to see they have Allen head screws all over these things, but they give you a Phillip on the dry shafts and Allen head around the gearbox. This one is pretty easy to tighten with your fingers, so you don't have to even use the screwdriver handle to tighten it. Pretty easy. Screws are pretty fine too. Alright, so it's working. So now we're going to put the motor back with the gearbox. Gonna slide those dry shafts inside. I'll turn this over. Now I think this is the most difficult part right here, to line up the dry shaft with the motor and the gearbox, pushing those back inside. Basically the most difficult part. As long as you get those inside, from there it's pretty easy. Alright, so I did it. Really cool there. Thought it would have been like a bunch of headache, but no, that was okay. Alright, so now we just gotta line this up here. I like that they give you this cutout so the gearbox go and fit in there and the screws will easily line up. So that was cool. Alright, so let's use the driver and run the screws up. Now I'm gonna do the extra tightening with my hand. Alright, so gearbox and motor is back. So it's pretty easy to work on, guys. So now we're going to take a look at the ESC and the receiver here. I am not going to be using the receiver, guys. I'll be using a FlySky GT5 controller. The receiver that I'm using is going to be the FSB S6 receiver. So it comes with your receiver right here, and I'm not going to be using that one. Alright, so this one is off, 4-channel. I'm not going to be using this. But this is what comes in the package. This is your ESC. Alright guys, so we're gonna hook up the Python Pro and we're using this receiver right here. This is from FlySky, and that way I can use my GT5 controller. Use a big controller, you know. This is our combined plug. Put this at the end here. Put this aside still. And now let's hook up this motor, and the motor coming right up front here. Our servo, we have a plug here. Let's see. So it has the extension here to put on for the servo. So they give you all the extensions so that you can hook this up, you know. And this one would be the one to come here. And that one is for the battery. But this would be coming here on your receiver. Going on 2. Alright, 2 on the receiver. Servo goes on 1. There we go. And then the battery comes here. Alright, so now I can get a battery and test it out. Alright guys, we're gonna hook this up and show you how it goes. We have everything plugged in there. I'm gonna turn the power on here. The switch is right here. Alright, so we got some blinking lights. Press this battery here, and I'm gonna hold down the bind button on the controller and I'm gonna turn it on. There we go. We already bind. I'm using number 16. Pretty simple and easy, and let me show you how this thing pro. Nice. All right, so the deal now is to set this up, put everything in place. So as you see, brush motor is working perfect. Pretty nice. All right, everything is working cool, guys. All right, so I'm gonna set this up here. Guys, I think I get it to the way that I want it right now. So I put this hard metal body on the Ascent. It's pretty cool. I put electronics up front here, the battery and the ESC, and I put the receiver at the back here. Now I want to put some foam inside my wheels. I find the wheels a little too soft because this is pretty heavy now. So I'm going to put some foam inside the wheels, and this is a soft foam, but I think you're going to, you know, give it some type of cushion. I'm going to drop those foams inside these wheels. So let's see how that goes. So it's a pretty simple task, just removing all the screws and taking off these pieces. Yeah, the foam in here is pretty soft. See this? Pretty soft foam. All right, let's try this. Yeah, this feels much better. Yeah, this feels good, guys. I like it. Pretty nice. You gotta make sure you get that piece of metal on the back here sit down good. Otherwise, you can make the tire go crooked, you know. All right, so we get one screw inside. We're gonna put another one. I'm trying to put them down even so the tire don't slip out. I like those foams, guys. Pretty nice. So you see what I'm saying here? So it starts slipping out. Gotta push that back in there. Oh, we gotta loosen the screws again. No, this foam is a little bit bigger than the original, so you gotta double check it to make sure that you don't leave open spots, you know? Yeah, right here, slipping out already. Want to make sure I get that one time, you know, because when you put on all the screws, guys, and then you realize something is wrong, doesn't feel good to go taking off every single one again. So you want to do this on, you know, one time, do it good. Yeah, we did it. All right, feel much better. This one is soft. This one, it's got some cushion. All right, so I'm gonna do time lapse and take care of the rest.